My name is Kainton the Tech Pro, and I'm making this as lesson as question 17 on our machine learning question and answer series. I'd like to say I'm making these lessons just for you to understand the concepts, and be able to explain it with minimal mathematical notations, and be able to use a simple diagram to be able to explain all this machine learning concept. So the keyword is concepts. So that is what I want to be able to explain. All right, so today we are going to be looking at question 17 and says explain the term bias in machine learning model. So before I continue, I'd like to remind you to subscribe to my channel so that you get notified when I make new lessons. So bias is the error introduced in our model when a simple model is used in situation where a more complex model would have done better. So the way to illustrate it is to visualize or to try to use a notation. So now you have a data set and you are trying to model these data sets. We have x1, y1, we have x2, y2, x3, y3, all the way to xn, yn. So the suspicion we have is that there is some relationship between there's some relationship between x and y, but we do not know what this relationship is. So basically, we believe that there is a function y is equal to a function of x. We don't know this function, so we are going to assume that that function is of certain form. Let's take, for instance, in case of linear regression, we are assuming that there's a linear relationship between x and y, and then we are going to say that y prime is equal to f prime of x, and it's going to be beta 0 plus beta 1 x. So in this case, we've made an assumption. So I'm going to actually write in this color, we made an assumption that there is a linear relationship. Now, what if the relationship is not linear? What if it's quadratic? What if it's trigonometric? What if it's logarithmic relationship? We do not know what relationship is. So the only thing we can do is to assume a linear relationship, or we can assume something like, or to be on the safe side, we can assume a quadratic relationship. Let's say y prime is equal to f of x prime, or hat. Let's use hat this time, is equal to beta 0 plus beta 1x beta 1x plus beta 2x squared. Let's say plus some error term. So we've been on the safe side to assume is in quadratic form. So in this case, if it's not in quadratic form, we can say that beta 2, we can calculate beta 2, coefficient beta 2 is equal to 0, and that makes it also to be linear. So it seems that quadratic form of this equation trying to make it better. Now, what if we assume a quadratic form, but it's actually a polynomial of the third degree, let's say a trinomial? So in that case, we can't continue making this assumption. We simply make a one-based assumption and just hope that it works. So once we make an assumption, we go ahead to calculate the coefficient. So for example, we take, as I mentioned, as I explained in my website, take the case of linear regression. Here, a simple linear relationship is assumed. But in the real world, it's likely that the relationship may not really be linear. In this case, we are just being biased. So that is where the term bias comes from. When we are assuming a model, when a more complex model would have been better, and we are using a simple model. Generally, the more the model is biased, or the more the bias, the less complex the model, and the less flexible the model will be as well. So I hope that this has been informative for you. I hope that you now understand the concept of bias in machine learning. If so, please subscribe to my channel and also like this video and share it around with your friends. And then we are going to look at the next question that says, what is variance in machine learning?